Hey guys, what's going on? I got the Don AriDiag600S scanner. Now, Don sent me this. They wanted me to promote it and do a little review on it for them and see how I like it. So, I don't know. You guys that have maybe watched some other videos on it, how do you feel about them? I have never used it yet. I just got it in the mail. All I've done is open it up. I charged it up to make sure it had full battery, and I just made sure it turned on and everything. But I have not used it yet. So what I'm going to go ahead and do for you guys is going to be the most realistic, unbiased YouTube video on this thing. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to plug it in a car. Firsthand, you and me together, we're going to see how quick it is, what all it can do, what it's capable of. And I feel like that's a real review, because a lot of people that are more DIYers, they don't like getting these and spending forever on how to look up on how they work. A lot of guys just want to get on them, check out a check engine light. How quick can we clear it? How quick can we get some information on what is the cause of that engine light? Maybe a little bit of real-time live data, and then kind of being done with it. So if it takes you, a whole lot of time to learn it and it's difficult to navigate, you might not want this thing. So we're gonna real hand check it out first time together and see how it is to use it. And then what I'm also gonna do is get some more real videos and compile them together on this video once I learn how to use it more. And then I will be able to describe more how you use it and what its capable features are once I learn how to use it more myself. And let's just get to it and check it out and see what this guy's capable of. So let's go ahead and unbox it. This is how it comes. I mean, it came in another wrapped material that I cut open, but if you guys were to buy this yourself, this is exactly how you're going to see it, how it comes. Very basic. You get a couple user manuals. I have read through them a little bit, but not all the way, just because I said I wanted to do that real life video with you guys on just seeing how easy it is to use when you don't know how to use it. And it comes as this. You have, I believe it's I'm not positive, I'm an Apple guy. That looks more like a USB-C charger to me. And that's all that's to it. Just the box. Here's the scanner. I've already charged it up, so let's go ahead and turn it on. Let me go back to the main screen here. So one thing I have noticed right away, is this is corded, which is fine, but the cord isn't quite as long as some of the other more expensive scan tools out there. It is long enough where on most vehicles you should be able to plug it in and then pull the scan tool out of the window and stand outside of the car. You should be able to do that. It probably isn't long enough for you to plug it in and then run it out the window and then set it on the engine bay or on a part of the windshield where as you're working you could watch it. It's probably not long enough for that, which it is a negative for me because I do like being able to do that on the corded scan tools. But once you get this, it's going to want you to put in your time zone and hook it up to Wi-Fi. This shows 20%. I was messing with it the other day, charging it, and the first thing I had to do when I got it is I had to do an update on it, and I don't think I turned it off, so it drains some of the battery, but let's go right back to the main menu. So this is the main menu you got, and we focus the screen. You got diagnostics, IM readiness, OBD2, repair information, maintenance. So this probably isn't going to really show me much since I'm not plugged in the car just yet. But what you could do is auto search. And what that does, it'll pull up the VIN and everything of the car, all the information on its own. Or you can manually type in, let's see, let's just find some. Right here's a Hyundai, please connect diagnostic cable. But what we can do is type in Hyundai. We could type in 2019 Sonata 2.4 liter, whatever, and find it that way. Or we could just click like diagnostics auto search and it should pull the VIN up. And by looking at this, it shows American, European, Asian, Aston Martin, Audi. I mean, there's a few things I've never heard of here. I seen a second ago it said Brazil GM. So it'll do a lot of out-of-country stuff too. Maintenance, let's see what this guy is. So, brake bleed. There's some vehicles where you could do like a electronic or a manual brake bleed with the scan tool. And I'm more of a heavy duty guy. I do a lot of automotive stuff, so that's something I've never done. Now brake, I do like that. There are a lot of newer vehicles that have electronic rear calipers, maybe front, but mainly rear. And in order to compress that piston in or service the parking brake side of it, you have to put it in brake maintenance mode. And that electric piston, or however it's designed, will open up and it'll let you compress the piston, or it'll just actually compress itself electric. So you're supposed to be able to reset your oil light, if it says your oil change is due. Instead, like if you don't know how to set it by hitting the buttons or going through the computer system on the screen, you could just get this guy out, click reset, and it'll be done. Shows it does some TPMS stuff. DPF. Now I like that because I work on a lot of diesels. Mainly what I work on is diesel stuff. So I did watch another video on this guy, and another channel said you can do a diesel regen with this thing, which I absolutely love because I do a lot of emissions and a lot of diesel regen stuff. I'm constantly doing things like that. So that would be cool. What I'm used to using at my job is I have a Snap-on Triton V10 scanner. So sometimes that guy is booked up, another tech has it. So if I got to do a regen or something quick, I can grab this guy and go do a regen on it and not have to worry about not having anything. So do a lot of stuff. And I'm sure this battery thing is, I know there's some cars, I think I've done it with BMWs before, maybe even Mercedes, where if you put a new battery in the vehicle, the car pretty much does not like that. And if you don't have a battery saver tender hooked up to the car where it's keeping your ECM and all your other stuff alive, the car pretty much knows the battery's been either dead or changed, and it does not like that. So you got to let the car know the battery's been replaced. So repair information. Now this is really cool. OBD fault code library. So I guess if you have a code, you could type it in, I'm assuming, and it'll tell you what it is or information. Let's find out. Let's do, I don't know, let's do like a basic random misfire, which is a P3, come on, PO300. This should be basic, yep, random multiple cylinder misfire detected. Tells you all about it. Cylinder misfire means that the gas mixture cannot burn properly during engine running process due to various reasons, blah, blah, blah. It tells you a little bit about the code. So it's just a random misfire. Now, say for example, you had a cylinder, let me go back here. I'm hitting the wrong buttons here. Let's just say you had a P0304. This would be a cylinder 4 misfire. If it was PO301, it would be cylinder 1 misfire, for example. But then, this tells you a little bit more about it. And you can type in any code, I'm assuming, and it just tell you what exactly the code is. Video. Might have to be hooked up to Wi-Fi or plugged into the car. Gotta have it plugged in. Gotta have it plugged in. Now, another thing I liked, according to Top Don, this has free updates for life. As long as you own the tool and you're hooked up to Wi-Fi, I don't even think you have to hook it up to the computer. I think you just have to be hooked up to Wi-Fi and you click update and it updates. So that's the first thing I did when I first got this thing, is I had to instantly do an update, and it only took a minute or two. But right here's different single updates you can do, I guess. That's kind of cool. So it ain't hooked up to my Wi-Fi right now, but let's just see what it does if I click update on Ford. Currently not available, so, but I guess you could just update certain things instead of doing a mass update and maybe it taking longer, is what I'm assuming. So I guess let's go ahead and quit messing with it, and let's go ahead and plug it into a car and see what happens. All right, guys, I just got done changing the transmission in this van, and I left an O2 sensor unplugged. So let's go ahead and check it out. This is what it looks like whenever you first turn it on. Shows it's 440. I got 12.1 volts, 88% battery, and you can see the bars are going up, so it's charging. It also tells you that you have 12 minutes until the battery is fully charged. I do like that. The welcome screen is nice. Now mine has a passcode. You do not have to have a passcode. You can also do just a swipe, or you can do a like a pattern. So let me go back to the main menu here because I hit a button here a second ago. So this is what it's gonna look like on the main menu. Let's go ahead and go to diagnostics. I'm gonna auto search the VIN. Let's see how quick it is. It's not bad. Did it quicker than I thought it would. Set ignition, switch position 1. The key is forward. Identify the type of radio installed. Yeah, I have no idea, but it's the most basic one there is, so let's see. It does not have a CD player, so no CD. Let's just go ahead and do a health report. Let's see what comes back. It's going PCM. I don't know what all the green check marks exactly mean. I would assume things are good, but I know that is not the case. Let's click read fault codes and see what happens. O2 sensor heater circuit. Okay, so I do have that unplugged on this vehicle. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is plug her back in and see if it fixes it. And that sensor harness is right there. Real easy to unplug and plug back in to check out the testing here. Well, so let's go ahead and clear that DTC. Do you want to clear? Yes. Clearing faults completed. The vehicle must be prepared for self-test. Do not enable switches during test. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. There is no DTC. So it did clear that code because it found that once I plugged it back in, it is no longer an active code. Now this thing should have some other codes, I would assume. This thing has not been started since I put this transmission in. I am waiting on some more fluid to show up. So can't start it yet. So I would assume there's still some codes from when I previously scanned this before I put the transmission in, because I never cleared them. So let's go ahead and back and rescan it. Instead of going to health report, let's go to the other one and see what it does. Now also, a thing I really like about this, you could use the touchscreen, or if you prefer to use buttons, you can use the buttons. I'll show you by what I mean by that. So I can click one of these just by touching it and clicking it, or instead of clicking which one I want, I could just hit the up and down arrows and then the OK. So let's go to system scan instead of health report this time. ABS, powertrain control module, restraint control. That's all that it's bringing up on this vehicle. I'm surprised more things aren't coming up, but that's what it says it'll scan. So let's go back to powertrain and look at it. I assume there's nothing since I just cleared that one code it showed.
There's no DTCs, okay? So I can either hit this back arrow or that back arrow to keep going back. Let's click read data stream and see what that does. AC clutch output fault detected. Throttle position, acceleration values of your cylinders, your accelerator pedal position, your voltage, output shaft speed RPM. So this is all the data it's showing. I don't know if you could do any bi-directional stuff where you could, activate solenoids and components and stuff. That's what I would like to do. Now, apparently, another cool thing that you can do on these, if you have a diesel, it says you can do a regen. That is helpful to me since I work on a lot of diesel stuff. So I'm going to go back. Let's go to system selections. That's the same thing. You can pick which module you want to go into. Let's go back to the main screen. Here's maintenance. I'll just say the oil change light's on. You want to make it say, make that go away after you change the oil. Say you've tried doing it the way you're supposed to, it doesn't do it, or you just don't know how to do it. And you could do that on here. So let's go ahead and go to Ford. Switch ignition on. Right here, it even brings up my VIN, 2015 E-Series with the 5.4. What kind of radio do you have? I guess that's important on these. Let's click Special Functions. Manually reset the service light. That's what I want. Caution, this will change the vehicle status. Okay. Manually reset. Yep. So it should have done it. You could also do, there's DPF stuff, battery maintenance service, ABS bleed. You can put it in brake service mode if you have the electronic calipers, TPMS. Let's see what it does. Go down to Ford. So it's probably going to do another VIN search. Yep, it brings up the vehicle information again. Sorry, this car does not support that. Okay. Probably because it's a E350. Okay, let's go back. So it's fairly quick. You can so far do quite a bit with it. It does seem to be more than just a scan tool for just a code reader, for example. It seems to do a little more than that. Let's see. I want to go back. I want to go back to where it said freeze frame. It keeps jumping to this. Ready status after DTS cleared. Let's click that, see what happens. Okay. I want to go back. See, I want to get to this screen where it says freeze frame data, and it keeps jumping to that next screen on its own. I'm not making it do that. I don't know. But I think I'm going to learn how to use this a little bit better, learn how to look at freeze frame data, and when I learn how to use it a little bit better, let's make another video on it and see what we can do here. Here's another thing I really like about the scanner. So I just brought up these two codes on the Dodge Avenger. It's got some transmission issues. If I go ahead and click this code, it brings this up. Tells me some videos, how-tos, brings up Google stuff on what it may be. Pretty cool. So this customer came in with a Yukon and says they have a check engine light. Let's go ahead and check out what that is. So about 45 seconds to bring up. Manual or automatic. It does have automatic HVAC. I'm not positive to the answer on this. I'm going to say it's under. I don't know the answer to this either. I'm going to say without. Health report. Scan everything. There's a little countdown timer here at the bottom that tells you how long it's been since it's been scanning too. So here we go, almost 2 full minutes, and I'm just now getting to the codes, so it's not bad. Let's read fault codes for the ECM. So bank 1 sensor 1, O2 sensor. Multiple cylinder misfire. Crankshaft position sensor. EVAP vent solenoid. Throttle closed position performance. That's all that is in the ECM. Let's go back. These I'm not as worried about because the problem this guy's having isn't going to be anything to do with these, but I will look at the transfer case codes anyway. Lost control with body control module. Where'd he go? Lost communication BCM, the ABS module, and lost communication with ECM. So I don't know what that is, but there's a quick code search. Now that this vehicle is running, let's see if we could find any live data now.
Okay, so I figured out how to get to the data. I believe it's going to be under read data stream. So let's just go to engine data. This isn't giving me any numbers or anything. Okay, so read data stream. I want engine data. I'm gonna go ahead and click select all. Engine oil level switch low. We're in park. I'm gonna hit the gas. Let's see if the 0 jumps up for the accelerator pedal. It did not. So you can look at quite a bit of live data as well. Oil pressure, that's good to have. You can look up some evap stuff with it too. Ooh, I do like that. I really like that. Fuel pump relay command. Can we command it on and off? Because that would be awesome. I'm going to go ahead and turn the vehicle off and then turn the key back to the on position. See if it would let me do that. Fuel pump relay command is now off. So yeah, I don't think it'll let me. I'm going to start it back up. Should go to on. Yep. Okay. Let's go back. See what else we can do here. Misfire data. I want to look at that. Ain't bringing up what I want it to bring up. Let's look at this. Guys, are you looking for a scan tool that does not break the bank, that is not $1 million like some other brands, but they can still do quite a bit? You need to check out this top Don. This is the ArtiDiag600S. Let's get to it. Here it is, guys, in all its glory. 5-inch touchscreen that is super sensitive, all in the good ways. I absolutely love it. It can scan up to 80 or 90 different vehicles. You can do auto search on it. I don't have it plugged in right now. But you can scan codes, clear codes. You can look up live data. And on top of the live data, you could also see some graphing on there. You could do maintenance resets. You could reset your oil reminder. You could do DPF regions if you have a diesel, ABS bleed, battery maintenance mode. And what I really like is that you could put it in brake maintenance mode if you have electronic calipers in the rear. Now, you guys want to know my favorite part about it? It's less than $200 and it has lifetime free updates. That means 2 years from now, when you want a 2026 model, guess what? Free updates. You just click this little update button right here when you hook it up to Wi-Fi and you update it. It's as simple as that. Free updates as long as you own the tool. No more $500 a year updates. Check them out, guys. Top Don Scanners.